Okay, we'll see if this is... Right, so welcome back. Just up the top of the Port Hills. And there she is. Yamaha MT-09 2024 Gen 4. What have I done to it? Well, we got the quad lock for the phone, obviously. The windscreen. And the radiator guard. She gets dirty really quickly. Needs a wash. Other than that, got the tether for the Hilo turtle. Spools for the stand. I'll put it in the garage, and obviously fender eliminator from Mustard Bikes in Australia. I quite like that, and obviously unfortunately we have to ride with a reflector here in New Zealand, otherwise it won't get a warrant, which all bikes must have. So we'll get back on. And she's fairly hot day today. And obviously little caps here for the, again, cheap ones from AliExpress, or actually they might have come from Temu actually, those ones. But anyway, again, not really bothered. It's just a plug to plug the hole. Bit of fluff. I'll clip in my vest. And obviously my key tag. I wasn't speeding, I was social distancing, of course. Alright, which road do we take? We'll go down. So if we can go up, which follows the hills round, I don't know if you can get all the way around yet. Go by the other motorcyclists, we obviously possibly could. But hey, we'll come down. Just checking my pockets are locked or shut. Oh god, that was a bit deeper than I thought it was. So right in front of me is Sumner. If anyone from Christchurch or New Zealand for that matter may know where they are, or you may not. Sumner's a nice beach to hang out with. Not exactly a surfing beach. The waves aren't that big enough for surfing if you're into surfing. Probably good for learning how to surf though. But hey, surfing is not one of my strong points. Now the engine braking in the MT-09 is relatively good. Come off the throttle. instantly engine braking. Like, it's not hugely powerful, but it's enough to slow down, especially coming down hills like this. Need some fuel at some stage. Right, so which way do I want to go? So quite common to cycle around here on your bike, as in a pedal bike. I'm just actually surprised at how many motorcycles I haven't seen, being a weekend, but obviously also silly season. That hill, we only saw 2 bikes. Usually you come up here and there'll be quite a few parked up on the top there where we started, having a rest or having a chill, but not today. But yeah, no, it's this is a good place to come if you want to hang out on the beach, go for a swim. We're quite lucky here in New Zealand that there is beaches everywhere. So if you're into swimming in the ocean, boogie boarding, surfing, it's all here for you. I must say you do get lazy with a quick shifter. I did notice that when I took this bike in for the first service. Obviously, if anyone doesn't know, this is a 900cc or 890cc motorbike. If you don't know, you're not familiar with the MT range, or MT-09 I should say. But yeah, took this bike in for a service and had a wee giggle to myself because of the loan bike that I got from Trevor Pierce Yamaha was a little MT-03. And going from, you know, a 900cc bike to a 300 is slightly different. Obviously the MT-03 is more than capable to do all the speeds you need to do legally, and if you want to do anything above that, you need to really go through that gearbox and rev it out. But here's the beach, one of them anyway. I would have to admit that I still had a lot of fun on the MT-03. So did I buy the wrong bike? I don't think so. I still prefer the MT-09. I do have to be fair though and say that the MT-07 was on the radar before I bought this bike. But for the price difference between the two, obviously it is a bigger step from the 700 to the 9, as in price. Obviously in CC ratings it's not a huge jump. You're probably looking going from 650 to 890 is not really a huge jump, but it was in price. But also in features. The MT-07 looks like a fantastic bike. and it's probably, if anyone really wanted to start on a mid-sized bike, the MT-07 would be my my bike of choice, or offering to anyone that asks me for advice on what bike to start on. The MT-07's got again a fantastic engine and all the power you need for learning. Some would probably say it's too much, but here in New Zealand, same as Australia, we have lambs bikes. So in general, which is a relatively new thing. It's probably only been around for maybe 4 years, maybe longer, give or take. Like back when I got my motorcycle license, you had to do a course to get a certificate, which was basically basic handling of a motorcycle. It was nothing too strenuous. And then you go to the AA here in New Zealand, and they would process that paperwork. If you didn't have a license or a car license already, you have to take the road code rules test. But obviously I had a car license first. Got my motorcycle after that. But yeah, once you get your certificate, you just go to the AA, give them some money. I think it was like $50 at the time when I did mine, and then they'll give you a learner's license or a learner's permit, so you could start riding. And the restriction was back then that you could ride anything up to 250 cc's, but obviously you had to stay on that until you got your full, where nowadays they've adjusted that and gone with the lambs bikes, so they're up to 650 cc's, and obviously not like a sports bike like an R6 or because obviously that's a full-fledged sports bike. So they do have to be lambs bikes. They are somewhat restricted by air intake. So there's a filter restriction in general, or air restriction for the airbox. There's sometimes a throttle restriction, whether that's a physical plate that stops you opening the throttle all the way, and possibly other restrictions as well, which I can't think of off the top of my head. But that way you're riding a mid-sized bike, mid-sized weight obviously with that, and if it's a lambs bike, you can have a lot more power than the old 250. So this is where the MT-07 here in New Zealand comes in two formats. Well, technically it's probably three, because they have a low seat height option as well. But the standard MT-07, which is, I believe, 650 cc's or 655 cc's lambs. So in other words, lunar approved. And then we have the HO option, which is the high horsepower or high output is what it stands for, which I believe is the model that they have in America. So that's obviously a non-lambs bike. So if you're on a learner's license, you can't have a MT-07 HO. You can have a MT-07 LA, which is low seat heights. I don't know what the LA says for, low something anyway. And then the stock standard one, which is on offer, which is the lambs bike. So there are a lot of options if you're learning to ride a motorcycle these days. So my son, my oldest son, is going to have a ball when he gets his motorcycle license, because although he'll have to save money up to buy a bike and get the license, etc., he's got a lot more options open to him than what I did when I was his age. But time will tell, and he's really keen to jump on the back of this anytime I go out. Or sometimes he wants a ride to the airport, like most kids. They want rides everywhere. But yeah, so if you're in the learning or looking to buy a learner bike, obviously the stepping stone that I would recommend would be the MT-07. Again, it's a naked bike. You could also get the R7 sports bike. I believe that comes in a Lamb's configuration as well, and probably the HO high output. But once you get to my age, sports bikes, as much as they all look very nice, the riding position is not conformative to my style of riding. I much prefer a laid back approach. The MT-09 gives me that in spades. So we just rode through Woolston, Christchurch. So, how's the audio been? Well, obviously I'm not entirely sure. As I said, I'm using the DJI mic mini. It's just clipped into my chin skirt on the helmet. So hopefully the audio is not too bad. Otherwise I might have to tweak it with some settings, or I am running the dead cat on it. But yeah, have faith that the video's going to be relatively good. Recording in 4K. I think it was 30 frames a second. Super wide, rock steady view on it. So yeah, we'll see what the video is like. What is this Tesla doing? Are you going? You're stopping? Yeah, see, this is Christmas time for you. Guy's doing one thing, indicating another, and just no, he turned. Okay, so he just indicated the complete wrong way and caused lots of confusion for other people, including myself. Fantastic, buddy. I can see why you drive a autonomous car. Maybe you should use that feature. So obviously testing the audio with the visor in different locations. Might annoy you, but I need the information to test, just to see what the audio is like. I've got it cracked open, just the first notch. Normally I ride with it closed, but I do have a bar on my chin running the AVG or AGV K1 helmet. So it does have the chin bar that you can, or chin button that you can knock up, and it just holds the visor just up a crack, so you do get a bit of flow in the visor. Right. And this is one reason why I like power, you know. The little Mini came up beside me, which is fine. It was, you know, two lanes merging into one. And and you can just twist the throttle, and within seconds you're out of the way of the vehicle. It's one thing I do like when having lots of power. I must admit, the MT-10, oh, that's a sexy looking bike. Well, maybe the first one, the 2017 model. It reminded me of a Transformer. That boxy style headlight looked like eyes. It just reminded you of like Bumblebee or someone like that in the Transformers series. But obviously that bike is a bit excessive just for street riding. But hey, if you've got 1000cc, that's more power to you. Some people would argue that, hey, I'm riding a 900, it's not much more than the MT-10, and I would have to agree. The power that this bike has is more than enough. So the MT-10 is a very nice bike, and I'm sure I would love riding that too. But do you need a 1000cc motorbike on the street just for what I do at the moment? No, you don't. Now, some people will probably give you a bit of grief for saying that a 1000cc bike is too big. But hey, everyone can make their own decisions about that. I could have got a MT-10, and I understand that, hey, I'm riding a bike that's basically 900cc, so it's only another 100cc more. And well, yeah, you know. But again, it comes down to cost and finances at the time. This bike, as I said, standard MT-09. Midnight Cyan was the one I wanted, just due to the colour. New Zealand price tag on that, brand new out the door, was 18 grand. $18,000, which is the most I've ever spent on a motorbike, or a car for that matter. You know, I think all my cars, my most expensive car was about 12 grand. So it's, but bear in mind, all the cars I've had have been second hand. I don't see the point in buying a brand new car, but I did stretch to a brand new motorbike. So yeah, fun times. Here we are in the mirror. And riding into the city of Christchurch. This is Morehouse Ave, or the start of Morehouse Ave. And to me, this road, if you need any cars, this is the place to come, because down Morehouse Ave, doesn't matter which end you're at, there are a ton of shops for vehicles. If you want a car, Morehouse Ave is the place to come. So I'll put the visor down, so it's fully shut. As I said, it's just open, just a hairline crack. So the audio is probably going to be the best in this location. Might take a quick tour right through the city, CBD, the central city. Visor's fully up now, so you might get a lot of background noise. So I am hoping the setup is good, because I must admit, it is very easy with the DJI product.